Taxi Vlog 303, first installment, Thursday night. It is the, hold on, the 24th of April. By the time you see this, it'll be the 26th or the 27th. But anyway, I'm saying it now, or telling what happened the early half of the week now, so that I don't forget by tomorrow night. And tomorrow night may be busy. Tonight I expect it should be quiet. I said that a few times in the last week, and I was totally wrong. I came out Monday night, which was the Easter Monday, you know, after the weekend, the long weekend of the Good Friday, and, you know, there were not many cars on, and I thought, okay, there are not many cars on, it's going to be dead anyway. Well, it turned out to be kind of on the quiet side, which was all right, but then at around 3 in the morning, I had a reasonable amount of money on, and I didn't work too hard for it, which was okay, you know, wasn't too bad. Then I got this call to a low-income housing project or development. It's like townhouses. They're subsidized for single mothers and things like that. Anyway, I got sent to this place and picked up this guy who didn't want to party anymore. He was quite drunk and rather rough. I guess he was a construction guy or something. And he said, well, I can't party anymore. I gotta work tomorrow. I have work to do. I can't party anymore. Take me out to... He gives me a destination. He says, do you know where that is? And he says, oh, just go down such and such road. Oh, yeah, you mean up on the hill past the lumber place? He says, yeah, that's it. Okay. So he's getting in. He says, I gotta work tomorrow. I can't party anymore. And I'm tired, and I want to just go to sleep. I said, that's all right. That's cool. We'll take you there. No problems. And as we're going, he says, you know, I've been kind of down lately, and the life isn't treating me so good, and and so on. And I said, well, life is what you make it. He said, oh, you're really wise. I say, well, no, not really. I've just seen a lot of things. Then he was talking, oh, I gotta work in the morning, and oh, the stress, and oh, the work, and oh, the stress. I said, well, you know, I try and keep stress out of my life as much as possible and make it as easy as I can without, you know, killing myself. I mean, you can get the same results with a gentle touch that you can get with forcing it, and you won't be half as disappointed when you finally get to where you're going. He says, man, you're smart. And I felt like saying, God, you're drunk. But no, I just said, no, I'm not really all that smart. I'm just experienced. He said, oh, yeah, you know, I'm glad you came to get me, and I'm glad to have a ride with you, and oh, this is so good. It's making my night so much better. I go, okay, fine. So I know we're really close to the place. And he says, oh, keep going, keep going. I said, okay. So I kept going, and he said, are you worried? No, I'm not worried. You said to keep going, so I'm doing what you want to do. I said, we're coming up on such and such road now. He says, oh, really? Well, we went too far. Just get my drunk ass home. Sure, whatever you like. So, I get the guy home, and it's like $40 on the clock. And he says, I'll give you $50. I said, well, that's very generous of you. Thank you very much. So he pulls out a card, so he wants to pay with his debit card. Okay. So we start working with the card and punching all the numbers through in the machine, and oh, you're giving me a trip already? Fuck. I guess I'll accept that. Guess I'll accept that. So, we're going on from there and putting the numbers in the machine, and he hits cancel by mistake, and it goes beep beep. And, okay, well, I think that's not working too well. I said, we'll have to try again. He said, okay, well, put 100 on there. I say, you sure about that? Yeah, $100. Doesn't the tip all go to you? Of course it does. He's put 100 on it. Sure, buddy. So for a $40 fare, we end up having $100 on Interac, which I will get paid next week, because you know these things are not instant. So that part went well. And then the rest of the night I just kind of coasted, and I ended up having a phenomenal Monday because there were not many cars on the road, and I still kept getting some calls at the end of the shift. So that was nice. Tuesday was really quite dead at the beginning of the night. Tuesday was quiet. But I just sat there and I read my book, and you know, I kept getting back to read my book, and every time I wanted to read my book or fall asleep, I kept getting calls. I ended up having a reasonable night. However, the Tuesday night was one in which I was getting sent to pick up these women, and these women were all in a bad mood. They were grouchy and pissy. I don't know what was going on with these women, but the first women I got in my car were these two Greek women. And what's that name on the side of your car mean? I said, well, what's the name of the guy who owns the car? She says, and it's not you. I said, well, no, it's not me. She says, that's a Greek name. I said, okay, fine. Anyway, she can't say the place we're going to, so she gives me a printed out address, so I see that and I go, I forget where that is. She says, it's on the base, don't you know that? Yeah, okay. So I pull out my book at a red light and see where it is on the base, and we're heading towards the base. And I'm going the shortest possible way I know. And at one point we're making a left turn, taking a left fork in the road. And she says, shouldn't you be going straight? I said, well, no, this way goes down to the base. And she says, well, I think you should be going straight. I said, trust me, please. I've been doing this job long enough to know that this is how you get to the base. So I got her there, and we're right in the middle of the base. We're on the base. She said, I don't think you're on the base. I said, yes, believe me, we are on the base. So I got her to her destination, and she made a mistake with the Interac machine. And she says, why is it not working? I said, well, what are you trying to do? She handed it back to me, and I said, oh, did you want to leave a tip? No, no tip. Okay, fine, no tip, fine. Have a good night. I'm not saying you bitch, but I didn't say that part. Anyways, the rest of the night went okay, but there were some women who were really bitchy. There was one I had to even I had to refuse her because she was just too drunk to travel. Anyway, I'll tell you a little more later because I got to pick up this customer here at this underground parking Walmart garage thing. So the Tuesday was what it was. Oh, I should finish. Shut up. Said shut up. Okay. Get that trip written down. So the Tuesday night was okay, I suppose. In the money department, I was getting more Interac than I usually do. In fact, I've got so much Interac already this week that my lease for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and tonight, Thursday, is pretty much paid for. So I don't need to work too hard tonight. I'm back out of there without hitting anything. There we go. So yeah, Tuesday night ended. I was quite tired. I went to the gym and did my little 1-hour workout for my back, and everything was good again. I came out Wednesday being kind of tired because I didn't get enough sleep. Oh, come on. It's traffic. Is she going to walk in front of me? Yes, she is. She's going to walk right in front when there's a gap in traffic, so I can't take advantage of it. There's another car coming by, and let's get out of here. Okay. So Wednesday night started, and it was, I think it took an hour before I had my first trip and a half hour before I had my second one. Then after that, I was getting one right after another. It seemed to, and it was a rainy night. I guess people looked out at the rain and figured, oh, we got to get where we're going. And I don't know what happened, but it didn't seem that there were a lot of cabs on the road. I didn't exactly count them because I was too busy to really look at to study the board carefully. But every time I would sit down, or every time I would go to take a break, I would get a call. And even at one point when I went to Tim Hortons, I went to Tim Hortons at about 2:30 in the morning, and it was quiet. There was no traffic anywhere. There was nothing going on, and nothing. At Tim Hortons, when I got my coffee, I had missed a call when I was in there. All I did was go to the restroom and grab a coffee, and that was it. And I missed a call. I put myself back on, and I was first in the zone again. And really soon I had another call. You know, usually on a Wednesday night I can read over 100 pages, especially when there are no other cabs coming and bothering me. And I didn't see many cabs at all. I guess they were busy too. So every time I would get into the parking lot and open my book, I would read a page or two and get another call. And I only read about 50 or 60 pages. And usually, like I said, I'd read over 100 and I'd sleep an hour or two on Wednesday night. I did not get to sleep once. The first time my eyelids were getting heavy and I was reclining the seat and I was about to take a break, that's when I got a call. So last night, I did over 300 on a Wednesday. Unreal. And I've got enough Interac to pay for the 4 nights so far, and then there's Friday. So tonight I'm coasting. If I get cash, which I probably won't, I'll have to wait for to get my Interac overs on Tuesday. I got a bit of overs this week, which kind of helped. But I've got enough money to get groceries and to fill up the tank of my car, which isn't quite empty yet. And I still have tonight and tomorrow night to work. Maybe I'll be able to afford, well, I'll do a beer run naturally, and of course I might even be able to afford a nice bottle of single malt. Anyway, so far this week has been busier than I expected. Yes, I've done quite well so far. I'm already tired. Tonight is my short night. I'm only working till 5, and now it's 6:53. So 10 hours from now, I'll be fueling up and parking it. And I guess I'll get back to you tomorrow and let you know how tonight went and let you know how Friday went. Friday will go. Okay, so now it's Friday. It's compared to yesterday, which was kind of dark and cloudy and rainy. It's sunny now with a few, high clouds, but nothing that's really obscuring the beauty of the day. Well, last night I only needed $50 worth of Interac to make my lease for the whole week. So I've already got $50 over because I made 100 on Interac. And so I've made as much money this week as I usually do in 4 nights rather than 5. And I've paid my lease already, or I have enough Interac to pay the lease from the first 4 nights. So tonight is like a freebie. Everything I make, except for the fuel I pump into the tank, will go right in my pocket. So I'm really happy about that. I can just coast tonight and I'll still be laughing. That is a good feeling. It is just about the end of the month, being the 25th of April, and on my way to work tonight, I saw no fewer than 6 police cars pulling people over on the highway and giving them tickets for whatever, for seatbelts or for speeding. Or I quickly grabbed over and reached my seatbelt and held it here because I was in my own car. And in my own car, I can get a ticket. Whereas in the taxi, and I can drive it 60 hours a week, nobody will blink an eye. Sometimes the law is just stupid. That's a stupid law. I mean, if I can be exempt from it while driving cab, why not in my own car? I have my chauffeur's permit on me. Why not? Oh no, but you know, if they can grab the cash, they grab the cash. Doesn't matter. They get you on a technicality, not on common sense. It's the same thing with drinking and driving. It used to be when I was, well, 20 years ago, you know, it's like, oh, did I ever tell you that one? Where me and my buddies were on St. Catherine Street in Montreal downtown, and there wasn't much going, no traffic was moving, it was gridlock, and we were watching the pretty girls walking on the sidewalk, and we had a red light, and it was a police car, or a policeman on a motorcycle on the other side of the intersection. It's a one-way street, so you know. He walked back to me, and since it was night, of course we had our lights on. He came back, I rolled down my window, much like this, and I said, "Is there a problem, officer?" He said, "Yeah, I have to write you a 48-hour warning because one of your headlights is burnt out." Oh, okay. So he's writing out a 48-hour warning. Meanwhile, we each got beers in between our legs, and there's an open 2-4 on the back seat. And he finishes writing out his 48-hour warning and says, "Now you go get this thing fixed within 48 hours, and it'd be no problem." I said, "Great." I grabbed the ticket, and he said, "And that case of beer, could you put that in the trunk, please?" "Sure, not a problem. Case of beer in trunk, goodbye." Tonight, or nowadays, if they ask me if I've had anything to drink, and if I cannot tell a lie and said I had a beer with dinner 2 hours ago, they would impound my car and grab my license for 48 hours. I would have a suspended license and my car impounded, and I'd have to pay the towing and storage fees too. So this is progress. This is how our society is being friendlier and safer and better. The older I get, the more fucked up it is. I've probably said that before. Come on, after 302 of these vlogs, this is the 303rd, I believe, or at least it was yesterday. So, last night was nothing special, but I managed to read some 70 or 80 pages in this book I'm reading. It is Norman Spinrad, A World Between. It's sort of like, you know, Battle of the Sexes, taken to gross extremes in a political format on a colony world. Science fiction, naturally. And yeah, I read a fair bit of that, and I got a fair bit of business, and I'm not hurting at all tonight. I just got to coast through the night, and it should all go really good. I'm going to enjoy this sunlight, sunshine on a Friday, Usually it's quiet for a while, and then around, well, after sunset it starts to get busy again. And then we're busy from about 10 till about 3, then it goes dead. Between 3 and 6 I'll be able to stretch out, maybe take a nap, definitely read some more. Yeah, I'll get to you in the wee hours of the morning after. What the futs? Oh, this is ridiculous. This is a very stupid place to put one of those keep to the left signs, because that's only on the other side of the intersection that you have to be on the left. It looks like they're redoing the sidewalk, and we got past that bit of stupidity. Oh, let's just narrow the street down from 2 lanes to 1, right at the corner where it doesn't need to be. Only in Victoria. I think I'll go to the parking lot and hang out for a bit. Get back to you in the small hours of the morning if I haven't said so already. Well, it's about 4 in the morning, and I'm just leaving the airport. I just took a young family up here, and they're on their way to Orlando, Florida. And the night was busy from the get-go. It was busy right away. I think I waited a little bit for about an hour. No, it was busy all night. There was 1 or 2 times where nothing happened before 10 o'clock, but boy, did it kick in good. I think about 9 o'clock I started getting busy, and I was just busy until now. Did have a few minutes to rest and take it easy before getting this run to the airport, but it's been a good night. I've done all right, and I still have another hour and a half or so to work. I don't know if I'm going to wash the car. Maybe I'll vacuum it out, fuel up. And it was pretty successful. Well, there was one point, you know, it was goofy in that there was one point I had these kids that were going from Quadra Mackenzie area, and they were heading up to Gordon Head because one of them had forgot his wallet, which had his ID in it. And so we took him all the way to Gordon Head and his friends with him, and then drove them all downtown, and it ended up being like a $30 fare, and that was really good. There was one where I got sent to this place in Oak Bay, and I picked up these outlandish young people. I guess they were in their 20s or so, and it was this guy who was quite effete and effeminate, and this young woman was with him, and he was just obnoxious. Like he would, can I play the music? And before receiving an answer from me, he would turn his phone on, and those phones have the worst sound. It's tinny, it sounds terrible, and then of course the music was the worst. It was some kind of feminist rap or something, I don't know what. It was just ghastly, horrible, bad stuff. How can you listen to that? I couldn't listen to that. It was just torture. Anyway, I took those yucky people to where they were going, and then they gave me a good tip because I didn't let on that I found them loathsome, and that was it for that. And I I'd say probably the most disgusting call I had was I got sent to the peeler bar. Now, you know, when you get sent to the peeler bar, you're just asking for it. I got these three young guys, well, they're in their 20s somewhere, late 20s or so, and one of them was going to the hotel, but on the way there he was going to a convenience store where he was going to meet some guy who has a van so he could get some vodka. Yeah, you know, liquor stores close at 11 and the bars are closed at 2, and it was just 2 o'clock. And so he was getting some vodka to drink. And then they were looking for an after-hours club, and currently we don't have one in Victoria that I know of. One that used to be there was closed, and another one that used to be there was also closed. So there were two bars that were closed. Anyway, one of those guys was just, I think phlegmatic would be the proper term, and he had a phone with hideous, ghastly music also. I think it was part techno. It was just not to my liking. And at one point, one of the guys in the back seat was talking to someone on the phone, and the guy was playing his techno music right next to me here, and one of the guys in the back taps me on the shoulder. "Could you turn that radio down?" I said, "It's not mine. You ask your buddy here. It's his noise." And then he asked his buddy to turn the music down. He turned it off, and I said, "Thank you." I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna pussyfoot around this. I found it annoying. I found it obnoxious. I got them where they're going. I got a good tip on that. And the other one, they played music too. The kids who went from Quadrant Mackenzie to Gordon Head to downtown, they played music too. And at one point before they played music, I heard a psht from behind me, and it's like, I wish you wouldn't have done that. Because if you have open alcohol in my car and we get stopped, I'm responsible and I get an impaired charge, even though I haven't had anything to drink. And I'd say that's unfair. So, and they played their phone music, and they were singing along to it, and it was horrible, ghastly music too. What are kids listening to today? It's just, I don't know. I sound like, I know I sound like Alan Sherman singing "Pop Hates the Beatles," for example, but no, I'm sorry. The music of today is not to my taste. It's just crap. I've had a busy week. I'm pretty tired. I got an hour and a half or so to go, and I think I'm gonna cut it right about here and say, hope yours is better than mine. It's 5 o'clock, and I'm on my way back from the airport for a second time.